Hello YouTube, so today I thought I'd make a quick video. We're going to be doing a little Willy Wonka experiment with some resin. So I've been using the Sirayatech fast resin now for a good few months and it is very good. So primarily I use the navy grey, which is quite a dark pigment, but it contrasts and shows off the detail really nicely. So it's kind of like a dark blue grey colour. Now on Amazon this is £40 a bottle, which is quite a lot for the resin. It's kind of at the higher end market. Now the other week, same bottle but they're two different colours. We had the Sirayatech cream come on offer at £30 a bottle. Now it's the same resin, just a different pigment for colour. Now the problem I found with the cream resin, I nabbed a few bottles because it was about £30 on Amazon, which is £10 cheaper than the navy grey. But the problem I personally have with it is where it's so bright, it kind of looks less detailed, but the details are there. But I kind of like the darker pigment from the blue. So I'm going to be doing a little science experiment today. I'm going to be seeing if I can add some pigment to the cream by adding some UV dye. Now yes, this looks surprisingly shit from China, but all of the ones on Amazon and eBay looks exactly the same anyway. I purchased this on eBay for about £2. So I've got this little tester pot, and what we're going to do, give that a little shake. Now I'm not doing this where I normally do my 3D printing because I don't have any room. But I do have this little tester pot. This won't be used again for anything else, so don't accidentally mix this up with your normal food containers. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into there. As you can see, it's kind of like a pale skin colour. Let's open this up. Now I think it only takes a couple of little blobs. Just going to go 1, 2. There, look, you can see already just by swiveling it around, it's kind of gone to a cool, like, I don't know, pinky reddy colour. But yeah, obviously the more I add, the sort of darker the red goes, and again that looks quite cool. I don't know if you can see that in camera, but that is kind of the colour I want. So I think what I'll do is I will add a few blobs of this at a time into the main, I don't know, vat, to the mothership, and give it a shake, and then I'll pour it out into here, and hopefully once I get the colour that's in here, we're all good to go. Let's go with 1, 2, 3. Put the lid on. Right, I'm going to give this a shake for about 30 seconds and I'll be back. That little pour out so you can see on camera. Let's try and get this in shot. So it's still very pale, as you can see. It's still kind of like a salmony pink maybe. So I'm going to go and add another few blobs in there. Let's go bloop bloop bloop. Okay, so let's try pour it again. This is with about, I don't know, 12 blobs of dye in there. As you can see, it's still very salmony, but that is actually quite good. I'm going to keep it, I think, around about there. I might add 2 more squirts in. 1, 2. Give that a good shake up. Already this is getting quite messy as well. I'm not doing this where I normally would because my 3D printing area is completely covered. I've got no room for cameras and things like that. So it's kind of like a dark salmon now. And I'm going to stop there because I'm fairly happy with that. I think that would show up some details quite nicely. And we'll go over to the 3D printer. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to clean up all these bottles and get rid of all this resin because I don't really want this on my working area. And then I'll do a test print overnight and we'll come back tomorrow and have a look at what this actually prints out like. Okay, so it might have been a failure. As we can see, we've had multiple failures. So I may have just wasted a bottle of resin in this experiment. Colour's pretty cool though. I might give it another shot and just see if I can, I don't know, print something else. But yeah, this set of miniatures has obviously been a catastrophe. So my first test print failed. Now I thought maybe I had ruined the resin, but I've done another print. So this is a larger model, and this one's come out all right. Now I did notice I did have a little bit of dimples in my FEP sheet on the last print. I think I had a dodgy FEP, so I actually think that this has come out okay. On our last print, our first test print, we had loads of sort of misprints where you can see like arms and legs and stuff missing, but that could just been a FEP issue because our model here has come out all nice. And I get this scraped off, cleaned up, and then we'll have a look on the actual little mini booth to see how these parts have come out. So overall, I'm really happy with the colour. I'll leave that there so it stays in focus. On the left, we've got the Sirayatech Navy. Now that's my favourite resin that I like to use. I've had the least amount of failed prints with it. The middle, we've got our cream Sirayatech resin. Now this is the one that I said I didn't feel like you could see the detail pop as much as you could with the navy, and you know, I think that's just down to the way the colour of the resin is, but the resin itself is still really good. It's going to be the same quality as the navy on the left. Now our experiment is very fleshy colour. Don't know what else you could want to print with this. You could print a Willy. So what's my final opinion? It can be good if you want to get a specific colour that you can't get from your resin manufacturer. Now with our unique pink resin, I did have failed prints. Now I don't know if that's just me not doing an exposure test, and maybe because of the added pigment in the resin, maybe I needed to increase my exposure time, but you know, I have been printing successful prints at that exposure time with the navy grey, and that's quite a heavy pigmented resin, so I thought it would be the same for the pink, but you know, it's worth a go anyway, especially if you want to get, like I said, a specific colour that you can't get from that manufacturer. Plus, you know, you could mix resins all the time. You might be mixing up different, you might be adding some flexible resin in, etc. So you'd have to do some exposure settings or tests with that anyway if you were to be mixing. But it's something to consider anyway. If you do want to change the colour of your resin, don't watch this as a guide because it hasn't been very helpful. But it's just a quick test or a quick demo showing what you can do with some cheap eBay UV dye. So thanks for watching. I'm going to make some more 3D printed videos. If you could hit the like button, that would help me out a lot. And if you want anything, just drop me a comment in the comment section. Can't really think about anything else to say now, so bye.